What's up, everyone? Guess what? It's spoiler season. That's right. Christmas come early, and I get to spoil the first two cards for you guys today, so that essentially makes me Santa. And I know what you're all thinking right now.
Oh my god!
so with that being said, let's take a look at our first card. So our first card is Cloud Sea Scout Ship. It's a 2-cost unit with 1,000 power. It has an arrive ability that says look at the top card of your opponent's deck. You may put it on the top or bottom of their deck. And then it also has a ruin ability that says you may put into play Sky Raider unit with cost 1 from your discard zone. Alright, so let's take a look at this card a little bit more in detail. The first thing to notice is the unit typing. It's an airship, so that means that you can get it back with Sky Tree Warship. Whenever warships ruin, you can get back an airship or a Sky Raider unit that is cost 4 or less, so this is an option. The other thing is its arrive ability. Anytime you have additional information on your opponent, it's very nice. The fact that you can bottom that card is also really cool. Your opponent doesn't get to see the card that you're looking at, so if you put that card on the bottom, they have zero idea what it was. You can kind of play some mind games there with them. And then the ruined ability is very nice because the Sky Raider units that are most played right now are Sky Recruit and then Skyship Engineer. So the two most played Sky Raider units are cost 1. So that's very nice. Looking at this in green, it's obviously very good with Iton as your champion. Being able to not lose advantage whenever you utilize Iton's ability to ramp up is very nice. So the fact that you can utilize your Sky Recruit over again, get an additional copy whenever it arrives from this ruined ability's effect activating is very good. Your hand size stays healthy, and then you can continue to ramp up without losing any advantage from Iton's ability. So not a bad little card. I don't know how many you would run, if any. It doesn't seem very bad at running a one of for sure, but we don't know what the rest of the cards are. So just within a vacuum, it's not a bad card. You get a decent amount of utility from it, and it's a good card to utilize with Iton's ability. So our next card is Oron Shining Rose Knight. It's a 4-cost unit with 2,000 power, and it says spells cost your opponent 1 more to play for each gear you control. Expel gears from your discard zone whose total cost equals 4 or more. This card gains Immortal this turn. It cannot be destroyed by damage or effects. So yeah, let's take a deep dive at this guy because he is dirty. He's essentially the unit version of Oron the Champion that we already have, so that's kind of neat. He has a Rose Knight, which plays into the Rose Knight archetype. We don't have a whole lot of synergy with that archetype yet between the cards other than Order of the Rose, which isn't a bad card. It's a +1 if you hit both a Rose Knight and a gear. And up until this set, I think we're going to get a decent amount of Rose Knights. We haven't had a whole lot to hit off of Order of the Rose. And the other cards just weren't good enough to really warrant going that route instead of the Reparbloom route. But we're seeing now, especially with this guy's effects, that the Rose Knights, I think, heavily depend on gears more so than what the light deck already did. So you're probably going to want to play a lot of gears and Rose Knights, especially for cards like this. So let's take a look at that first effect. The first effect says spells cost your opponent 1 more to play for each gear you control. Fantastic. Light's worst matchup so far has been blue. They utilize a lot of really low-cost spells to take care of problem cards pretty easily. Now, the light decks had a decent option in Caliber to kind of protect against that, but it was 1 card. Now, this card essentially makes their low-cost spells like Ancient Serpent's Breath, Omega Magic Mizu, Phantasmal Storm very costly. Or they could, at least. Like, could you imagine paying 4 or 5 for a Phantasmal Storm? That's terrible. 3 for an Ancient Serpent's Breath is probably where it should be. But, yeah, this card does that, which is really nice. The other thing is, it has that second effect where you can expel gears to gain a new ability called Immortal, which is essentially indestructible in Magic or something like that, where it can't be destroyed by damage or effects. So if your opponent's trying to attack it to destroy it, they can't. Also, field wipes like Ghostly Demise or Finishing Ray aren't going to work on this if you expel those gears. So that's really cool. And then if you have something like Caliber attached to it, it's going to be really hard to destroy it with things like Ancient Serpent's Breath or Phantasmal Storm alone. So crazy crazy stuff. The thing that I was thinking of was, okay, but cards like Chronostasis can out this. But the thing is, if you have 5 gears equipped to your units while this card is out, your opponent can't even play Chronostasis because it's going to cost 11. So like, this card's so good in so many ways. I absolutely love it. This is really cool, and it's got me really excited for Rose Knights. So let me know what you guys think. These are the 2 new cards. Those are my initial thoughts. Obviously, if we have more time here in the next month to think of new things, and also whatever new cards we're getting, this card could get even better. Who knows what kind of gears we might get in this new set. So yeah, I'm really honored to have a look at the first 2 cards. So thank you very much to the ARG team for doing this, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Zeppelin out.